What's up, Ginger Cornets? Ash has caught quite a few Pokemon throughout the years. Not that it matters because Go's caught more, and apparently that's what's important nowadays. But today, I wanted to go over who I think was Ash's best and worst Pokemon from every region. Plus journeys, because technically it's not a region, it's like a bunch of regions, but you know what I mean. This list isn't just going to be based on strength either, as I'll be taking each Pokemon's development and character into consideration. Also, Pikachu is on literally all of Ash's teams, so he's not going to count for any of them. But without further ado, let's get into it, starting with... So when it comes to Ash's Kanto team, the obvious contender for his best Pokemon is Charizard, who was able to win Ash some of his most important battles, though it also lost Ash a pretty important one against Richie. Yeah, after evolving, Ash didn't use Charizard too much due to its obedience issues, and while it did have some great development, it's a bit hard for me to say it's Ash's best Kanto Pokemon when another worthy contender is right there. Bulbasaur may not have quite as many consistent wins as Charizard, but its loyalty to Ash, as well as its sort of acting like a leader for his Pokemon, led it to being his go-to Pokemon aside from Pikachu for this region. And it does also have some pretty impressive wins, and all while refusing to evolve. As for Ash's worst Kanto Pokemon, I mean, we barely got to see Kingler or Muck, but at least they had some good wins in the Indigo League. The same cannot be said, however, for Pidgeot. As a Pidgeotto, Ash used this Pokemon almost exclusively for scouting from the air, usually just looking for Team Rocket. Plus, in the original Japanese opening, we see Ash use a Pidgeot, but it doesn't even evolve until the episode he releases it. Also, if we're counting Orange Islands as a region, Snorlax was cool, Lapras was a boat. Moving on. In terms of the strongest Johto Pokemon, it would have to be Heracross. Too bad Ash didn't really even use the thing, so that's a bust. So instead, I'm gonna have to give this one to Bayleaf. This Pokemon was strong, cute, and won some impressive victories, such as against Harrison's Houndoom, and even outspeeding Gary's Arcanine in the Extreme Pokemon race. Plus, she basically single-handedly won Ash the Storm badge. Pikachu, you tried your hardest. As for the worst, I don't know, this team really wasn't that impressive. Probably like Totodile. I mean, I love this guy, but he didn't really do much. Now when it comes to Hoenn, Ash's best Pokemon is really between two choices, Sceptile and Swellow, and I would have to give the award to the latter. Sceptile definitely had higher highs, such as of course defeating Tobias's Darkrai, as well as tying in a contest battle with Maze Blaziken, but Swellow was much more consistent, and unlike Pidgeot, this bird actually did things. I mean, Swellow had some impressive victories, such as taking out Katie's Scizor, Tyson's Donphan, and of course, wielding the powerful skill known as Thunder Armor. You think Swellow could withstand 10 million volt Thunderbolt? I mean, probably. As for Ash's worst Hoenn Pokemon, of course it's gotta be Torkoal. This Pokemon just lost over and over and over. Not to mention how annoying its crying could get. I like to think that not including it in Journeys alongside Ash's other fire types, and Bulbasaur, was a conscious decision from the writers. Ash's Sinnoh team was definitely one of his better ones, but I think there's still a clear winner and loser for Ash's best and worst Pokemon. Best, of course, is his Infernape. Infernape's story was one of the best in the entire series, with how Ash took it in after Paul gave up on it, only for it to be the Pokemon who defeats Paul in the Sinnoh League. Now, if only it could have done a bit more against Moltres. As for his worst Pokemon, it's really a sad case. Ash's Turtwig was one of his strongest in the early days of Sinnoh, with a personality and backstory similar to Bulbasaur's. Once it evolved, however, it lost its signature speed and had to change up its battle style. Alright, that's a pretty cool idea. I mean, I've seen the Legends Arceus trailer with its different attack styles. I wonder how Ash will overcome it. Oh, he doesn't. While Grotle got a couple of good wins, it never won a battle after evolving into Torterra. Personally, I think they should have just kept it as a Turtwig. Now, Ash caught a total of 9 Pokemon in Unova, the most of any region since Kanto. However, this ended up meaning that quite a few Pokemon didn't see much screen time. As for the best Pokemon, personality-wise, I love Snivy and her sass, but she doesn't really have the best win record. So instead, the award will be given to Crocodile. This Pokemon wasn't too impressive as a Crocorock, but after evolving and beating Iris's Dragonite, it definitely began to improve, later taking out Stefan's Sock. Neat. Now for Ash's worst Pokemon, it's really between Unfezant, Boldore, and Palpitoad. All 3 of these guys kinda sucked, though I would have to say Palpitoad was probably the worst out of them. Unfezant had one good win against Skyla's Swanna, and Boldore was at least cute as a Roggenrola, but by the end of Best Wishes, Ash already had both a better water and ground type, so there was really no need for this thing. Greninja's the best, Noivern's the worst. Alright, in all honesty, Talonflame, Hawlucha, and Goodra were all great, but they can't really match the raw strength of Satoshi Gekkoga. Yeah, I can't really do it as well as Zach. So instead, I'd like to focus a bit more on the worst part of his team, Noivern. Now look, Noivern is an awesome Pokemon, so it really pains me to see just how dirty they did it. Ash already had a Dragon type, as well as 2 flying types, so why the writers decided this would be the best pick for a new team member is beyond me. I mean, at this point Fairy type was brand new, so why not give Ash one of those? I think an Aromatisse would be pretty cool and funny. Noivern was actually pretty impressive in the episode where it evolved, but after that, I mean it tied with Sawyer's Salamence, but that's about it. Now, Ash's Alola team is probably my absolute favorite. Everyone on this team was great, so instead of the best and worst, this'll be more of the best and the least best. As for the best, it's between Lycanroc, who defeated Gladian's Lycanroc to win Ash the League, and Incineroar, who waited to evolve until it defeated its rival, Kukui's Incineroar. Huh. There may be some bias here, since the episode where Ash caught Litten is literally my favorite of all time, but I think Incineroar inches out on top. Honorable mention to Pikachu though. Obviously it's not in the running, but I know a lot of people who became big Pika stans because of the series. As for Ash's worst Pokemon, like I said, it isn't bad, but Melmetal just didn't have that much time to shine. This pains me to say because I love this Pokemon, but not evolving until the League definitely made it the least utilized member of Ash's team, even less so than Naganadel, who at least got some time to shine during the Ultra Guardians arc. But then again, every Pokemon on this team was really good in its own way, so no matter who you think is the best, whatever, you're right. And finally, this brings us to... Ah yes, Ash's current team, straight out of the, well I guess I can't say Galar region, it's Ash's Journeys team. This one's actually pretty easy for me to come up with an answer for. While Sirfetch'd is a close contender with its arc against Rinto's Gallade, I mean Lucario and Ash have the whole aura thing going on, plus one of the best evolutions in the series. I mean, took them long enough to give Ash one of these things. As for the worst, there really aren't any bad Pokemon here. I mean, we've easily seen the least of Dracovish, but it's still Ash's newest Pokemon, so I guess that can be excused. Plus it demolished Iris's Dragonite. You know, the champion of Unova. However, given how long he's had it, it would be nice to see Ash use Gengar more. It kinda got shafted against Karina, and since then, has basically just existed for comic relief, which really stinks cause it's such an awesome Pokemon. But hey, at least it finally got a return to battle against Volkner. Whoops. Okay, so I recorded this quite a while ago, and since then, there's been quite a bit of Gengar love in the anime. As this video comes out, the next episode is about Gengar learning to Gigantamax. So yeah, this aged lovely. And those are my picks for Ash's best and worst Pokemon of every region. Honestly, for both Alola and Journeys, there aren't any Pokemon I have any major issues with, which is always a plus. Feel free to let me know your thoughts in the comments, or if you think my opinions are complete garbage. Either way, it'll be fun to read. Hey guys, so this is probably going to be the last you hear from me for the rest of the year. I was considering doing another Christmas special like last year, but I'd rather kind of just spend the time relaxing and seeing my family at the moment, so I hope you understand. That being said, here's an announcement for all of you. So I've begun starting work on a really big project which probably won't be out until late this summer, and some ideas I did have for a Christmas video I'm actually going to be putting into that project, so they're still going to happen just a bit later. So look out for more details on that throughout the first half of 2022, either here or on my Twitter, which is linked in the description. Anyway, I hope you have a great holiday season, and I'll see you Gator Taters next year.